You got challenges that you're going to run across.
What excuses do you let yourself make? What do you just say? You just do you let yourself get away with any excuses?
But that's kind of broad. I'm trying to think of a specific.
I don't know. Maybe food. You say you're not gonna eat this, and then you keep.
Oh,
eating.
okay. Now we're talking. Yeah, yeah. I definitely give myself excuses a lot with food. Mainly because my wife is a vegan, and she doesn't eat meat or dairy.
Right.
And so she's always on me about certain things that I eat.
Right.
Like for example, like
ice cream.
Well, I have a sweet tooth,
okay.
And ice cream is one of them, and so she gets on me a lot about just eating too many sweet stuff,
right.
whether it's ice cream or whether it's chocolate chip cookies, whatever, anything sweet, whatever. She always on me about that. So there are times when I just, haven't eaten this in a while, so I'm gonna eat it now. It's been a long time.
I know you probably eat some stuff which you eat at home too. No, I ain't had nothing. Like, what's that in the garbage can? I don't know. Some rappers. All right, when you down, which I'm sure I know the answer is gonna be this. What do you boost yourself to get up? I mean, how do you pray? Do you say? I mean, what do you do if you get down on anything, a project or something? Do you just sit still and say, I'll just come back to it? I mean, what do you do to kind of amp yourself back up?
Man, I'm trying to think of the last time I was down on myself.
That's what I'm saying. Listening to you, it don't sound like it. Listen, you just keep moving.
I mean, because honestly, man, and it is.
You never have one of those moments like, God, if you get me out of this one, of God, you make me get back going, I promise you. You know what? You never had one of those?
I know I have. I just don't remember them.
Okay.
It's that, because they're so far in between.
Right.
Because I'm such a firm believer, and I know it's people say it a lot, and it sounds like such a cliche, whatever. But I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason.
For a reason. Right.
And it's like I've always kept that mindset.
Right.
It's like this happened, so I need to figure out like why it happened. Is it because of something that I did, or was it something the guy taking me through to learn something? So with that mindset, it's hard to get down on yourself because you're always looking for, trying to improve and trying to figure out, okay, what is God telling me here?
Right.
So I've always been curious. It's like, okay, so this happened, why? I'm always asking questions myself, okay, why this happened, so that I can learn, and so I can kind of like figure out where God is leading me. And so I guess the only time I was down was like the times when I got injured early, like in high school, when I wasn't as mature or whatever. When I get injured back then, I was down on myself. But I would say past college, I don't call myself getting down to where I had to really boost myself up, because I was always aware and of the fact that everything around me that's happening is happening for a reason, because like God has his timing, his divine timing in terms of where he's leading me. So if something happening bad or good, something is going to come out of it that I'm going to learn from and grow from.
Okay. Well, man, let's wrap this up with something you might want to say, about what God has done for you in your life and what he could do for other people. Because I know you're a spiritual individual, because we always talk about that every time we talk. So, leave us with something good that, that you could say God has done for you, and also what God can do for anyone watching.
There's so many things I can say, man. With that, first thing I'd say is that I think that faith is like the most powerful force on earth. Like honestly, it's like because actually faith ties in with mindset, you know, because you got to believe something before you actually have the mindset that actually you're going to do it.
Right.
You know, so I would say that you know, a lot of times people don't believe in something, or they don't believe that they can do something, whatever. And I would just say, if God has given you the gifts, the talents to do the thing that you have endowed in, just know that He didn't give you that talent for no reason. You know, it's God gives good gifts. It's like He's giving all of us different gifts and talents, whatever. It's just up to us to just walk in it. You know, and I believe that as we walk, the faith will come. You know, and I would just say that's something that God has really instilled in me over the years. Is just the faith to keep going, the faith to trust Him that He's going to turn everything and work out everything to my good.
Right, man. I appreciate that, Fred. This has been another episode of our Mental Toughness Podcast. Fred, you got to text me your address and your size, because I'm gonna send you a Mental Toughness hoodie.
Awesome. I sure will, man. I sure will.
Yeah, another episode. I tell you, man, Mr. Fred Vinson from North Augusta, Georgia,
South Carolina.
What was that?
South Carolina.
Oh, North Augusta, South Carolina. Okay, wow. Okay, all right. Vanderbilt, Green Bay, Seattle, Carolina Panthers. You know, been through a whole lot of injuries, but he was mentally tough. He stuck it out. He's doing what he wants to do now. Big project. We're going to actually go back and post the name of your company and everything, and all your. Give us your the way we can reach you.
Website is leadautomationsystems.com. That's my website. You can contact me from there.
Lead Automation Systems. All right, that's it, folks. We out.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Fred.
Yep.
You got challenges that you're going to run across.
Make sure that you like and subscribe and hit the all button and all that kind of stuff, because we're going to have a lot of good interviews on this podcast.